Here we go, folks. My heart is pounding right now. The price tag, I believe, for everything is about $2.7 million. This is the future of farming right here. Good morning, everybody. It is the start of planting season, but we are not on my farm. We are at a neighboring farm right now because we are here to witness a brand new piece of technology firsthand. Something I have only ever seen before at a farm show. This is called a Nexat ag machine. It is supposed to be the next latest greatest thing in farming technology, especially for equipment, because the thing you see behind me can plant, it can spray, it can spread dry fertilizer, and it can harvest. How can one machine do all of those very, very different tasks? Hopefully we're going to find out today. So it is hooked onto a planter right now. The cab is unlike anything I've ever seen before, and we are going to witness it plant today. But stay tuned because later this year, it's going to come back and harvest this same field. So we'll get to do a follow-up, see how it does. We are putting this thing right next to what you guys are used to seeing me plant with. We are going to be comparing it directly in the exact same field at the same time, same planting conditions, to a John Deere tractor pulling a bar that was made at a local shop with John Deere row units and precision planting equipment on it. So, which one is better? We will find out. All right, before we get going, let's just do a little bit of a walk around. Look at the tires on this thing. Look at the size comparison to me. Are you kidding me? These things are huge. So we're starting off with some very large floater tires. I believe you can get it with tracks as well. So here's the planting setup we have under it. This thing just hooks right on. It's an 18-row planter at 30-inch row spacing. Essentially, it works just like any other planter, but I've been told the singulation that it's able to get is amazing. And that would be the ability to put down a single seed and then a certain distance away, another single seed. You're not getting any doubles or any skips. But just look at the big blower fans. That's how the seed is actually getting down. Air is blowing and sucking and putting the seeds into the ground. And so many hydraulics, because this thing actually, the tires pick up and turn and goes down the road like this, all in a line. Next, come around and let's check out the cab. Again, just so different than a John Deere tractor cab. So this thing is able to turn around, and there's a small ladder up to it, but the cab is actually able to come all the way down to the ground so that you can get into it and then come up. And I think the chair, it turns around so you can drive it this way, but then when you're in the field and the tires are turned this way, the cab will turn around and you will be driving it from this far side. So instead of being in a tractor cab and looking behind you at the planter, you're actually looking at the planter beside you. What a strange angle that must be. All right, so what you see behind me is what we're going to be comparing to. This is probably unlike a lot of other things you're going to see. This bar was fabricated here locally. It is a 24-row mounted planter. This thing is a work of art, truly. Then once the wings are down, the other sides are just going to kick back. Planter is hooked onto a John Deere 8360R. You guys know how much I love the R series tractors. The tractor has tanks on the sides, but also in the front. And the seed for this planter is kept in that yellow tank back there. All right, let's see this beast of a machine in action. right, take a look up here in the cab. This is unlike any tractor cab I've been in. And I think that's probably because it is not a tractor in here.
Yeah, I can control my cabin.
Oh my goodness!
I can put it.
It's a roller coaster.
Look at this. This is way better than trying to look behind you. This is great. Pretty smooth ride.
Yeah.
Oh, we're spinning around.
Boy, I hope you guys don't get motion sick easily.
Yeah, with the camera is in the ladder, but it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, wild ride out here.
My heart is pounding right now.
How big an engine does this thing have in it?
2 engines.
One engines?
Yeah.
Oh my.
One on both sides. It's 2 motors. One has 550 horsepower.
My goodness.
But now we drive only, you can see it with 1 motor.
We are going right now, how many miles an hour?
Kilometers per hour.
12 kilometers an hour we're going right now. Oh my goodness, this whole thing is remote controlled?
Yeah. You can do everything with this here hookup implements, especially to hookup implements.
Gotcha.
Because you have to look at the hooks and everything. You can move the machine, the whole machine with this one here.
So when you go to unhook the planter and hook up the harvester, you're going to be using this right here.
Yes. You have to look forward is in this side now.
Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, wait, so if I like move this forward.
You have to hold it, the button, the big button, hold it and press the Nexat. Yeah.
Oh, that feels very weird. 6 kilometers an hour, and I can see all my cameras here, everything that I've got going. So move forward just a little bit.
Yeah, you can go with
like 6. Okay, so wait till we get straight. So not only is this new for me, planting in a Nexat machine, tell me that like right
you can put it
now,
down.
But I am planting my neighbor's field. This is not my field. Okay, let's bump it up. Let's go a little faster. So thank you, Todd, for letting me plant your field for you. This is so fun. Crank it up. Here we go. Now we're rolling.
Yeah. Now you can, with this switch, you can...
This knob is my cab moving. And so I can just like move it back like this.
Go!
We are planting backwards, guys. Okay, I'm gonna turn around and again, so just hold on.
Yeah, you can hold it, no problem.
See, now this looks more familiar for planting. I'm facing the way that I'm going down the road. This is the future of farming right here. I have to say, this is much different than any other monitor. It would take me a little bit of getting used to see what kind of numbers I want to be looking at on my screen. It is kind of nice that it all is in one and you don't have to flip through to different pages. I see all my numbers right here, all at the same time, same place. Okay, ready?
Now up,
And there we go, up, and I've already approved my turn, and so it's just going to turn right around for me. We've got cameras over every tire. This line, this is where we're going. The green is where we're planting. Look at all of the stats you can see on this machine. I'm just looking directly at the row units and where it's planting. Reminds me a little bit of a Fendt tractor where you're just driving with this joystick here. You can program all of these numbers to be different buttons with what you're doing, but this moving it forward and moving it back is how you switch between forward and reverse and choose how fast you'd like to go. I don't know if Grant and I can afford this, given that the price tag, I believe, for everything is about $2.7 million. But I have to say, this is very cool and probably the way that farming is going. So it's very cool to be able to see this thing firsthand. We are on the cutting edge of technology. This is progress on the farm. This is a lot different than the cabless 4020 that you've seen in the old days. So here, he is controlling it exclusively from that remote control. Look at that, there is nobody in the cab. Just a giant remote controlled tractor. It takes a lot to make an R-Series John Deere tractor at 24-row planter look small, but somehow the Nexat accomplishes that. And here it goes down the road. It just looks wrong. He described it as driving a school bus and a wheel loader down the road, but combined into one. It has that rear steer, but it's just so long. What would you guys do if you saw this thing going down the road by you?
It's not that wide.
It's not that wide at all. And I believe what he was saying, and I remember this from being in Germany, is that all of their equipment has to be licensed with a license plate and has to be able to drive down its own lane in the road. So everything folds up really small. And so I could see this fitting down a highway lane. We are saying goodbye to this thing until harvest. It's done its planting here. It's been super cool to get to see it from the outside and the inside. I can't wait to see what it looks like with a harvester hooked up to it. That's right, planter attachment will come off, harvester go on, and we'll get to watch it harvest the crops that we planted here today. It's been very cool. Thank you, Nexat, and we will see you guys soon. So at this point in the video, you'll notice that I didn't go ride in the John Deere tractor or really talk much more about what it did in the field. And that's because comparing these two machines side by side is very much like comparing apples and oranges. John Deere tractor and that planter setup is made specifically for this area. This is the Nexat machine's first time, definitely in this area of the United States, but pretty much it's brand new to the United States in general. And so the John Deere planter and tractor today did way better out in the field. It's set up in acres and inches, and it's what we're used to running. And so things just got going a lot smoother. Nexat machine, everything is in hectares and centimeters. And so if you were in the field with me on this day, there was a lot of behind the scenes conversion, and that took a little while. This machine is not really set up to be in the United States yet. I think it will be, but it just took some getting going. The true comparison, we're going to see which one really did better, won't happen until we see the plants come up and really until harvest. But luckily, the machine is coming back with the combine hooked up to it, and we are going to be able to harvest this field side by side. And I feel like that's where we're going to get more of a true comparison. Who will win? I guess we're gonna have to wait till harvest to see. I know that's probably not what you're wanting to hear, but just truly, if we can do a true comparison, we need to have numbers for our data, not just what's more comfortable for us or what we're used to. We need to see the data during harvest. So before you go, I just have a quick question to ask you. If you guys remember, when I first started farming, I actually owned a few cows. I have since sold them, but an idea that's kind of been mulling over in the back of my mind is the idea of buying a few more cows and then maybe starting a custom beef business. I have a really good butcher close by to me, and I thought it'd be really cool to not only be able to show you guys the whole process, every step of the way of farming, but also every step of the way for where your beef comes from. And then I could be able to provide to you a cow. I could sell you guys ground beef, I could sell you steaks, and you guys would be able to see the cows that you guys are buying beef from. I know you guys have seen me do some ads for like custom boxes where you can either buy ingredients to make food or just buy food online and it gets delivered straight to your doorstep. And the more I did ads for those people, I started thinking, how come as a farmer, I can't just sell you guys' food directly to you? So instead of doing an ad for someone else, I would be doing an ad for myself, and you guys could be buying food directly from me. Now, of course, everything would be certified and safe and packed correctly, but I just think it would be really cool if I could sell food directly to you guys. Just an idea. I haven't made really any action steps towards it, but I just kind of wanted to gauge your guys' interest. If I sold custom beef, would you guys buy it? Is buying beef online something you'd be interested in? Please comment below. I would love to know your thoughts because this is something I'm kind of interested in. So I just want to get your guys' thoughts on that idea. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you learned something because I definitely did. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.